Food and feelings. Here is the deal. Ultimately, our feelings, our emotions drive our actions, and eating is an action. So if you ever find yourself wanting to overeat or emotionally eat or eat when you are not physiologically hungry, it's a very fascinating space to explore. What exactly is the feeling or the emotion that is driving that desire to eat? Now, these tools I myself have just learned in the last couple of years, and it is so fascinating to me because it feels like stuff that we should have learned in like first grade. So we're going to talk about 4 things that you can do with a feeling and then how that ties into food and eating. Fascinating stuff. So number 1, when a feeling comes up, you can resist it. Right? So you can push it down, you can ignore it, you can sweep it under the rug. This is basically like, we're just gonna pretend it's not there and we're gonna continue to trudge on forward and pay absolutely no attention to it whatsoever, right? So option number 1, resist. Option number 2 is react. So you have a feeling or an emotion, and rather than experience it, you just react to it. So for instance, let's just say you are angry. Maybe you are fighting with somebody, or maybe you are yelling at somebody, right? This is reacting to the emotion. This is you having the emotion and then projecting it out into the world. And guys, I have to say, personally, I always thought that that was experiencing an emotion, right? If you're angry and you yell at someone, you just experience anger. But apparently that's not the case. That is reacting to an emotion. Fascinating stuff. Option number 3 is distraction, right? So an emotion comes up, there's something going on, and then instead of looking at it and being curious about it and being with it, we just kind of keep ourselves busy and distracted so we don't actually have to experiencing it, right? So this could be over shopping, over socializing, overworking, over drinking, or my personal favorite, overeating, right? It's a good way to feel like you're still being productive without actually having to be with the feeling or the emotion. And then our final option with what we can do with a feeling is to simply experience it, right? So this is when a feeling comes up and we don't have to judge it, and we don't have to critique it, and we don't have to push it away, and we don't have to be afraid of it. We literally just stay with it. The feeling comes up, we let it wash through our bodies, and there it goes, right? This is something that a lot of us are very out of touch with, very out of practice with, right? So a couple of tools that I have learned to help experience a feeling are, number 1, you want to close your eyes and connect to the feeling in your body, right? So you're trying to sense, where in my body is this emotion? Is it in my chest? Is it in my neck? Is it in my stomach? Where is it showing up? And then what does it feel like? Does it feel like a fluttering? Does it feel like it's tight? Does it feel like something is choking? Does it have a color to it? Does it have a shape? You want to try to be as descriptive as you can in identifying where in the body it is and what it would look like or how you would describe it to somebody else, right? Then once you've done that, you can label it, right? So what would you call that emotion? Is it anger? Is it anxiety? Is it jealousy? Is it joy? Is it happiness? Is it nervousness? I mean, you can Google and find lists and lists of emotions, and sometimes looking at an actual list will help you put a name to it, right? And so once you've identified it in your body and then named it for yourself, then you get to just truly let it go and be with it. And what I mean by that is you just want to breathe into that space. It is the difference between, feeling like you have to push and do something with it and simply just allowing it to be there. Not telling yourself you shouldn't be feeling it or thinking that there's something wrong with it. Just breathing and allowing. And what happens is when we just allow what is to be, this very magical thing happens where it just kind of passes right through us, right? There's nothing blocking it. There's nobody stopping it. We're not resisting it. We are not creating any type of interference. We are just allowing, experiencing, and then off it goes. So I think that this is fascinating because anybody who's ever eaten to distract themselves or even as a reaction to somebody, these tools can be really helpful. So often when it comes to food, right, we're eating for emotional reasons, but when we can really learn how to be with and understand emotion in the rawness of what it is, then we can release the need to use food to help do that, right? Now, this is definitely a practice, but I just think it's so interesting, and I wanted to share these tools with you in case they could be helpful as well. Now, I learned these when I was studying to become a weight loss coach at the Life Coach School, and my teacher's name was Brooke Castillo. She is amazing. She still runs that school and that program, but she also has a podcast that is completely free. It is called The Life Coach School, and she talks about feelings and thoughts and emotions and changing and growing and evolving from a very cognitive detailed standpoint. I find her work to be fascinating. So if you guys are interested in that sort of thing as well, I will leave a link down in the description box below if you are interested in checking her out. And if you do pop over and you say hello to her, be sure to let her know that I sent you, okay? Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Danny Spies, and I will see you back here next time with some more food for thought.